knowing myself now, it's one of my biggest dreams. And so today, we have the absolute pleasure of hearing from, four dynamic leaders who are growing up in this business. Some of them have been here their parents have been here for a long time. Some of them not so long, but, their stories are incredible, all right? So without any further delay, I want to introduce my first speaker today. This is Jessica, as the visitor said. She is the daughter of CEO Marlene Castro. And, this is the first thing that Jessica did when she came to the United States of America. And by profession at home in Cuba, she's an industrial engineer, so already has a professional background. She also is a professor at the university. So Jessica, I'm curious. Number one, two things. Number one, what did you think? Because your mom was already in the business when you're still back home, right? So what was going through your mind? What were you thinking, right? And then second, when you finally came here, why did you not go and try to pursue some career in your field? Why did you come directly to WSB?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Latino team. Okay. When my mom came to US, I was in Cuba, and I really was worried about what kind of job is going to my mom do, and my dad as well, because not all, they came with a spoon. Okay, so I was worried about that kind of job because when you came to US, you have to do hard work. So when I saw my mom that joined the campaign, because I was starting to see her like with a lot of people happy. Because when you heard about the United States that you have to work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep. You have some money, sometimes you don't have time for vacation, you don't have time to talk with your family in the country. When I saw my mom started to go to conventions like this and travel, and a lot of people, I was thinking, well, my mom is happy, my father's happy. And I didn't know nothing about the business, but my mom said, Jessica, this is a great opportunity to you. You're going to do a lot of things in the United States, and you're going to be very good in this business. So I was thinking about that, and when I came to US, of course, I went to my first event. I came in June, and August was my first event, and there was another event, and there was another event, and everybody was happy, everybody was excited. And the other thing I got to start my mom, the discipline, the commitment, the passion with the campaign, and I wanted to do that for me as well. I want to be happy, I want to travel, I want to have that lifestyle, I want to help people. And that's why when I came here, I want to maybe be an industrial engineer, but I started thinking I'm going to get that. I'm going to start in maybe 3 years, and this campaign, I'm going to start with 100 baht, and maybe I got the license, I became professional, and 3 years after in the United States, I hit my 100K. Really. So this is a great opportunity to us to become professional, to help other families, and to have a different way to do the things in the US. They really feel that you are happy, to really feel that you are doing that with purpose. That's the other thing. My mom finds a purpose beyond the money. Today she has a purpose, and I want that for me. I want that lifestyle. I want this business, and I want to do it great. So I'm going to hit maybe my quarter minute on the server, so I'm excited about it. So thank you so much for checking.
Awesome. All right, so next we have Canyon. So Canyon is a little bit like me when I joined the business, college student, and I understand your dad. Of course, we saw him get recognized as $1 million earner. Oh yeah. Right? 30 years in the business. So I want to know, what was it like, as a kid, growing up with your dad in the business? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think that this is where you'd be? And I know that you're still in college, so but you're here and you're doing well, so what's your plan?
Thank you, Raquel. My name is Canyon Coop, the #1 financial seller. Quang Ku. I was 10 or 11 years old, and he'd take me out in the field with him, right? We'd visit 5 or 6 houses a day, and at the time, I didn't know there were drive-by, stop-bys, and appointments. So in my head, I was thinking, man, my dad sure doesn't have a lot of friends, right? And if you want to talk about being a good trainee, I was the ultimate trainee. I would follow them to the house. I'd play with the prospects' kids, even if they're a little annoying, right? I'd play with their dog. You know those little white dogs that are half blind and half deaf? Kind of ugly, right? But by the time I was 18 and licensed, I must have been over 200 field appointments, right? And even though at a young age I didn't understand exactly what my dad's work was, I saw the work ethic, I saw the unrelenting spirit he brought to the field and his business. And because of that, my brother, he just turned 18, and his test is next week. Give him a round of applause. My father sitting right here, he's my hero, right? Because of him, I'm the man I am today. Because of him, I was life licensed and securities licensed before the age of 21.
Wow.
And because of him, I'm now standing on this stage, 23 years old, 6-figure earner, speaking to a crowd of 20,000. How amazing is that? So I want to ask you guys, don't you think it's damn time we all step up and be the heroes for our families and ourselves? What do we think?
Yes.
What would your life look like if you just put your head down, spent the next 5 to 10 years investing into this business? How would that affect your life? How would that affect your family, right? So I'm a product of that. My family's a product of that. I know my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandkids, and even the great-great-grandkids who will never meet, some maybe, will be set for life, right? Not just financially, but with the proper financial education to create generational wealth. Passing on, right? But, my name is Quang Ku. I'm a proud son of Quang Ku and a proud world system builder. I'll see you at the top.
All right, so very similar, okay? So here we have Simon, of course. I think probably growing up, Simon, I don't know, maybe you felt the pressure. Your dad, a little bit?
Not at all.
Your dad is one of the biggest builders in the business, right? Has been here a long time. I think has something like over 5,000 licensed agents. But my question for you today is actually, you didn't necessarily graduate college and come right to WSB. Is that right?
Yes.
So I heard you went to the financial industry, the traditional financial industry, worked for a hedge fund, and then you're here. So tell us a little bit about that.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Simon Wu. I am 27 years old, and I am the good-looking son of our Titan X coaches right here, John and Julie Wu. Give it up, give it up. I have to apologize. I did actually lose my voice on Friday because I'm a good team player. So I yell for all of you, okay? But one more thing I have to apologize for, actually. Just like my father, I actually do have a very strong Southern accent. Okay? Now, you know why? It's because just like my father, I am also from South Korea. Okay? But secondly, I am also born and raised in Southern California. Okay? But anyway, anyone excited for Korea? Coming up? I don't have a lot of, just one story, okay? True story. If you ask me, Simon, what do I do in Korea? I'm gonna just tell you one thing. I'm gonna take you to good sushi, sashimi restaurant. We're gonna go, private chef comes, they're gonna kill the octopus for you. They serve it in a plate, nice, oh, this is true story, right? As you eat the octopus, it's gonna crawl. As you eat it, okay? So, my only advice is, you better chew fast. You don't want it cooked, right? Okay? But it's okay, it's very safe. Only 3 people died eating it last month, so. Actually, just like Raquel said, I was born in this business. I'm 27. My dad's been here. This is 33rd year. But yeah, once you say give it up, yeah. But I'll be honest, I was part-time for 2 years. I worked for a hedge fund and a private equity company. The truth is that when I worked there, I just felt like a number to them. I always worked hard, but I never got to make anything more than what my salary was. Even if there were 20 of us, if I was the best one, I still couldn't make more than the person next to me, okay? But I will be honest, I'm gonna end on this one. You know, with all these guys on stage, and I just got to meet Jessica too, I'm having a very proud big brother moment here. And I'm used to being the youngest person on the stage, and I can tell you now, I am no longer the youngest person on the stage. Man, give it up for these guys. I know there's a very strong family theme. The only thing I want to do is I want to continue. The only way I can pay my father back and pay Coach back is that I just want to be a role model for you and your children. So let's have a great next 40 years, okay? Thank you guys so much.
All right, awesome. And last but not least is my nephew, who I personally never thought would be in this business. I don't even think I ever said a word to him about it. But, you know, Brandon, what was it like, you know, growing up? I'll tell you more about our family, but I think we have something like 15 licensed agents in our family, so I think your whole life you've been around the business in some way. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, WSB! Good morning! Yes. Well, first of all, what a privilege it is to be on this stage today. You know, growing up, what was it like, Raquel? I'll tell you what. It was coming to event after event after event like this and seeing the hundreds of you in the front here inspire us. And now to be able to sit on this stage today and also inspire others, what a privilege. So, you are my girl. That's the reality. Okay? Now, seriously, I'm not trying to talk, I'm gonna get right to it, okay? What was it like growing up in this business? Honestly, I had no clue. I didn't know what mom was doing from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. at night. All I knew was she was on the Zoom call with this pretty good-looking Asian guy. Sorry, Dewey, it wasn't you, okay? Anyone want to take a guess who it was? It was our head coach, right? He basically lived with us, okay? But you know what? Yeah, basically did, but you know what? Growing up in this business, we got to go to events, conventions, and it was actually in 2022, my mom dragged me to Baltimore, Maryland, okay? And Landon, you said yesterday you had to sleep in the bathtub. I think I'm gonna one-up you here, okay? I get to the hotel, I open the door, there's one bed. I said, Mom, where am I gonna sleep? I said, what do you mean? You, me, and Dad are sleeping in the bed together. What a great weekend, right? But growing up was a lot of great memories. You know, super trips. I remember Italy, taking us to Italy on our first super trip. You know, what amazing memories. Now, fast forward into 2023, graduated college. About a week later, I signed what I thought was my life dream, to be a professional soccer player. For the last 20 years of my life, that's what I worked for, okay? But I realized something very quickly. One, I was limited in terms of how much I could make. And two, somebody else determined how long I was going to be on the field for. Does that sound pretty familiar to a lot of people today? Sounds like a job, right? Soccer became a job for me, okay? This campaign has not only been able to help me make 3 times the income I would have made as a professional athlete, but it's also given me the ability to inspire and educate the next generation. So for my new gen out there today, here's my one piece of advice, okay? You are here at the right time, but you have a decision. You have a decision to take the education and take the advice you hear from these leaders today and go put it to action and leave a legacy for your family, okay? Winners are winners because they didn't quit. Our head coach didn't quit for 40 years, okay? Don't quit, stay in the business, okay? Thank you, everybody.
All right. So, Brandon, I want you to stay up here with me as I ask the rest of my family to come on up on stage. And by the way, you know these young guys, they call it new gen. Right? New gen. I said, well, what are the rest of us going to do? We're going to start an old gen. What do you think, right? I don't know what new gen means. Okay. So I want to introduce you to our family because, of course, you know, I think the theme of our convention this weekend is family. So I want to start over here. So this is my, by the way, do you guys think we look alike? Yeah? They always thought she was adopted. No, I'm joking. we look alike, all of us, right? We confuse people at the office. They think, wow, Raquel gets really high heels sometimes and then low heels other times, right? It's really, honestly, a true story. I have a team member who said, they look at me weird, and I said, why are you looking at me like that? And they said, you look taller the other day. It wasn't me they saw. It was Cynthia that they saw. So anyhow, but this is my older sister, Karen, and Karen's the marketing director here with us. But you know, she also fills a different role in our company, right? In our business. So Karen is basically the backbone of our business. She does all of our new license agent stuff. She helps with follow-up. She basically manages our office. She literally allows us to be able to do what we're doing, right? My sister Sintra, you guys all know Sintra. She's in the business. And I know you guys are probably looking at our family and thinking, oh, this is why it's so easy for you, Raquel. Isn't that what you're thinking? Yes, because you have family support, right? How many of you don't have family support?
No.
How many of you, your family call you every day and tell you to quit? How many of you, your mom tell you, you're not gonna make it here? Anybody? Hey, that was me. You know, the very parents that Rob and I were able to retire in this business is the very parents who used to tell me every day to quit this business. Okay? So what may look easy today wasn't necessarily back then, right? So she's smiling because not only did my mom tell me to quit every day, but Centra used to call my mom. You know how it is when you have siblings, right? They don't want to tell you directly. So she used to call my mom to tell her to tell me to quit. But you know what? Today, of course, you just heard from her son. Today, I think she just crossed over about $400,000 income in the business. Brandon, husband Kay, right? Her amazing husband John. They're all full-time in the business. Is a master prospector. Okay, like he's amazing. And then this is my niece, Caitlin. We call her half licensed. Because she's working on it. So right now we say we have 15 and a half. As soon as she's done, we're gonna be at 16, okay? But you know, it's amazing being able to build a business with my siblings, right? I also have, actually my parents are in this business. They have 6 children. 5 of us are licensed with our spouses. Karen's spouse is actually works for the governor of West Virginia as lead legal counsel. He is also licensed in WSB. And, you know, Brandon talked about the Italy trip. You know, Sintra had come out of the business for some years due to the illness of her second son. He was very ill at birth, and it was a very rough time. So she stepped away from the business a little bit. And in 2017, as a high school graduation gift to Brandon, wink, wink, can you see my eyes? As a high school graduation gift to Brandon, I asked to take the whole family to Italy super trip. And it was on that trip that her son Michael said, Mom, why aren't you doing this business again? And, well, that's just, okay, and let me introduce you to my family here. So this is my lovely daughter, Emma, who, because of this business, has been to Hawaii 13 times. She's 11. She's been to Hawaii 13 times. She's been to 24 countries, 23 with WSB. Of course, you guys know Rob. my amazing husband who, you know, once he saw the business, he sold his government contracting company, didn't even tell me. I'm glad he did it though. I secretly wanted him in the business, but I didn't want to tell him. You know how wives we are. We really want our husband to do something, but we don't want to tell him. Right? Anybody can relate? Yeah. And we think we're supposed to know. Well, luckily he knew. Sold his government contracting business and is here with us today. This is our 22-month-old who is surprisingly asleep, and we're thankful for that. She would have been running up and down on the stage. And this is our 3-month-old Matthew. And we have literally, I've been hoping to not get a call all weekend because we are expecting a new baby boy any minute now. Actually, the due date is August 1st. So I said, you're gonna have to wait till I get there. I will be there tomorrow, right? And I know what you're thinking. How does that math work out? Right? And I mean, I am chubby, but I don't look 9 months pregnant. So how does she have a 3-month-old? What's Rob been doing? I know what you're thinking. It's not that. But you know what, guys? Today, Victor started talking about miracles. In Swan's, one of the 40th year anniversary videos, you know, of all the things that they chose to show you saying, it was, do you have faith and do you believe in miracles? So how we're gonna have a baby in a week when he's 3 months? We believe in miracles. And because Swan and Hua and their family gave us that gift. To believe in miracles and to believe that the impossible is possible. And today, Emma can have 2 siblings that she really wanted really badly. And I don't know, very soon another one, and maybe some more later. We'll tell you about that another time. But guys, you know, I want to just wrap up by saying, you know, someone asked me recently when we were on the field, they said, how do you stay excited about this business after so long? And I said, I'll tell you after this appointment. We were waiting for a couple to show up. When the couple showed up, Ariolo, they shared how they've been wanting this business so bad, how they've been praying and just praying and asking God for something to come into their life. And the person that we brought into the business introduced them to this business. After the appointment, I looked at the gentleman and I said, now you know why I do this business? After so many years. Because here, we can make our dreams come true. There's no other business like it. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you, guys.